Until part 4, I dealt with DJI FPV's videos, which was focused in cinematic style shots. And starting from part 5, I'll deal with DJI AVATA, which was launched in 2022 August. When DJI AVATA was launched, it brought a whole new category for a lot of people, and including me. And as I know, in 2024 April, 2 months later, as I know, AVATA 2 will be launched. So I'm very curious how it's gonna make a whole new category again. Actually, DJI FPV can fly like 140 kilometers per hour for maximum speed, so which is very suitable for taking cinematic shots. But DJI AVATA its maximum speed is only like 70 kilometers per hour, and it has a propeller guard, so which means you can fly a little bit more accurately. You can fly a little bit more boldly because psychologically speaking, as it has a propeller guard, you feel really protected while you're flying. So what it makes possible is that you can fly indoors. You can fly where there's a lot of people. You can fly like to in between those gaps, the nooks and crannies. You can just go through those kind of flights. So these kind of a very micro controlling FPV brings a whole new category in your video footages and how you can take what kind of shots. Anyway, this really changed a lot in my video style, so I'm gonna show you what was different. And even though you crash, it was very rigid. Even though you crashed, the propeller guard was perfectly fine. If you crashed like really in a high speed, then yes, propeller might be broken. But still, even though you crash while you're flying, like AVATA was totally fine, which brought a new category for a lot of people. Before being launched, 1 month ago, from a Korean famous YouTuber called Yummy TV, he introduced me, he invited me to have a chance to review DJI AVATA with DJI FPV because I was one of the DJI FPV pilot. I flew like the most, I think I have the most flight time in Korea. So he knew that, so he invited me. So if you see that video, you will see what is the difference between DJI AVATA and DJI FPV. That's a comparison video, so I really recommend that video to watch. And the second thing I bought myself, DJI AVATA, and what was really shocking for me was that it now you can use Gyroflow in DJI AVATA because as it records gyro data while it's recording the video. So this was a huge difference between DJI FPV. So you can more stabilize your videos even though you make a kind of a very shaky shots. Gyroflow just can afterwards re-stabilize that video. So this is a huge change. And let's talk about the battery life of DJI AVATA. Actually, DJI FPV can fly only like 4 minutes, maybe 3 minutes and 30 seconds. If you fly like my style, if you have really a lot of up and downs, it can fly only about like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. But DJI AVATA flew more than 10 minutes. It flew 10 minutes and 13 seconds in this quarry. If you see this video, you'll see that the battery really lasts long. So it was kind of a revolution for me. Yes, right now I know that because DJI AVATA is slower than 50% compared to DJI FPV. That's why I fly like twice a lot. But still, as it's a little bit slower and as it has a propeller, I was able to like go through those kind of holes, which was a huge change for me as a beginner FPV pilot. And so after that quarry flight, now I realized that, wow, this device, this drone can fly really long. That's what I felt. So after that, I went to another quarry in Korea, which is called Icheon Quarry, which is at Gyeonggi-do district. It's about like 1 hour and 30 minutes far away from Seoul. And after that, I had a chance to fly in high school. And then that day also, I really realized that it could fly really far away. So if you see this video, you will see how I managed to fly DJI AVATA so accurately to fly in between gaps. So, I will show you the video. For example, like this one. If you see this video, I was able to fly in between those gaps. I was like beyond 1 kilometer far away, like very far away, but I was able to fly so accurately like that. And if I was flying with DJI FPV, I will never try that. But with DJI AVATA, as it has a propeller guard, and now I have a confidence in flight about the accuracy of flight. So now I was able to fly like that. So I was like able to fly in between these kind of gaps also, because when I was flying DJI FPV, I thought that was like impossible. When I saw a lot other FPV pilots flying those kind of gaps, I was saying, wow, that guy's really genius. But now I can understand that it's kind of a difference between these kind of FPVs, like 3.5-inch propeller FPV and 5-inch FPV. So there's a huge difference between these kind of maneuverability. And I went to Hwangsan, which is in the middle of Korea, which is called Hwangsan. And there I compared the DJI AVATA and DJI FPV. If you watch this video, you will see the huge difference between DJI AVATA and FPV in maneuverability. And after going to Chungnam quarry and Icheon quarry, here when you go here, you will find a place named Icheon quarry. This is abandoned quarry in Korea, but it's a huge quarry. So there's a lot of trees and there's a lot of rocks and mountains and cliffs. It's a perfect place to practice your FPV because there's nobody there. It's an abandoned place. And let's see what I can recommend a little bit more. I think I have to make part 1 and part 2 for AVATA because there's so many videos I've took with AVATA. And my skill really enhanced in this video. And actually there was a client asking for me to take this kind of shot in golf clubhouse. And I was able to fly in between the buildings. If you see this, I was flying about like 25 degrees, as you remember. And this is my first attempt to go through these kind of small holes. I never thought this was possible, but I was a little bit confident that day. So as you can see, like I'm going through these kind of small gaps, and I was testing this kind of signals, how strength is really connected well, and then I knew that it's working. Yes, for experts you will laugh, but for like a beginners, it's a huge another step forward for me to developing my flight skills. Anyway, I was getting more confident about DJI AVATA's skills, and it was really a good drone to fly. And after that, I was able to fly indoors like this. I had a chance to fly in HDC iPark Mall, which is like a big, convenient, department store like this. And I mounted Lego Darth Vader in front of my AVATA, and then I flew indoors like this. And I didn't know, I wasn't that sure how far I can fly indoors. I thought maybe if you go behind walls, you should lose your signals for sure. But when I tested that day, I was really shocked because like I was going like 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 10 blocks away from where I was, but the flight was possible. Like this was insane, like going inside so deep inside the department store, but the signal strength was okay. That was really shocking. So this experience gave me to understand the signals indoors. And a lot of people try to fly in acro mode indoors, but I don't think that's really necessary. Even if you fly in normal mode or sports mode, I think it looks more neat and it looks more stable as a more professional. It looks more professional. So I want to recommend to fly in sports mode or normal mode, so you don't have to be embarrassed about that. And if you see here, you will see that I lost my signal there. That's why it was hovering. but one small kid came toward my drone, so there was like this kind of a very fun situation. So I ran toward my drone. So as I got closer, the signal was connected again. So you can see that my drone's moving again. I was at the end of this corridor. So anyway, I really want to recommend who wants to understand about indoor flight. Anyway, AccuSync 3.0 Plus was really amazing in signal strength. I'm very curious about what's gonna happen if you find AccuSync 4.0. I'll try to fly once more in iPark Mall, and let's try to compare how far I can fly a little bit further. And then I added my Lego in front of it, and then I dived in Songdo Tower, which is really about a very high, tall building in Korea. But when it was flapping its wings like that, it was so hilarious. So yes, AVATA gave me a lot of good experience to me. And also, the diving was a little bit slow, but still, you can have fun with AVATA when you do diving, in building diving in such places like that. And if you watch this one, I'm talking about how to make this kind of a Lego mount in front of AVATA. So try to watch this video if you want to add a mount to your Lego in front of your AVATA. And this one was an abandoned house. I think it looks more than 40 years, more than 50 years. It was an abandoned barn at a very in a rural place. And then I flew in between these gaps. I flew in between these houses. I went inside the ceilings, and then this gave me it was really mind-blowing, because if you fly in between these kind of structures, you will understand that, wow, you can really use this AVATA as a military use. It's really a good device to fly indoors, fly and probe indoors, and then check out what's inside there. And wow, this gave me a lot of it really widened my usage of my AVATA. And after having those kind of experience indoors, and then I went to ski resort with my DJ AVATA, and then I chased this kind of professional skiers. And then it was super fun. You really have to try, as it has a propeller guard. So even though you bump into those kind of skiers, it's safe, right? So you can follow more very close to the skiers, and then it was super fun. I really want to try that one more time. And then it was a really good chance to understand the signals, even though you're at the top of the mountain and following those skiers really far away from where you're standing at the top of the mountain. So these kind of comprehension was really important for me to develop myself and have understanding about these kind of signals. And after trying this one, I was able to fly in between the nooks, the crannies of this holes, the ski poles. Watch carefully. Actually, I was following these skiers, but I got a little bit bored, so I was thinking of what is the next level I have to develop. So what I determined in my mind was that let's try to go through that small gap of that poles, the ski poles. Look at this carefully. So I passed through those that lift, and I passed through that small gap there in a very high speed. So what I understood was that if you just watch that X cross at the middle center of the S cross, it was possible to go through these kind of holes. So that time I knew that if you just control I made a mistake there, but after that, I had a super confidence, and my really fly skills really enhanced that day. So after that day, you will see a lot of my videos going through these kind of small holes, small gaps. So I'm getting more and more confident after that day. And this apartment was about like 46 years old building. It was really an old building. So if you fly under basement like this, you will see that a lot of dust come up from the ground. And what happened was that you can see that it looks like a Star Wars, like you're flying a light speed. You can see these kind of dust coming towards you, but it gives you a lot of feeling of like you're flying a light speed. So it feels like you're probing at the like a Mars. So with two AVATA with my friend, I flew with a light on it, and then look what it looks like. Like it's so fun to fly like this indoors in these kind of dusty places. So it gives you a mind-blowing experience that you can fly inside of caves, you can fly indoors at the basement, you can really probe inside very accurately. You will understand that you can do that. But the thing is that you don't have GPS, so what happens, sometimes it loses the stabilization, sometimes it bumps into the walls, sometimes you crash, but still I'm sure that you have to experience that to understand the signals indoors without GPS. And after that, I was getting more and more confident. So I had a chance to get a client. They asked me to fly with this kind of a roller coaster like bed, a bed plate. This was like an exhibition for a bed. So I had a chance to fly. I flew in 5 degrees of FPVs to fly a little bit more accurately with my acro mode. And then I flew like in between these, I flew like a roller coaster like this and then turned. And this was my most accurate indoor flight with my FPV. So I had a chance to fly like that and fly in these kind of very accurate flight. And after that, like I was really mind blown. Oh, now I can do this like a professionals. So after that, I really want you guys also have to try those kind of indoor flights with 5 degrees, then you will really be confident about your flight skills. And it was about the Zenus, which I took in Hyundai department store. It was really fun. And now let's do about the other thing. Okay, so DJ FPV, if you go behind the walls, if you go behind the buildings, the signal always get lost. That always happens. So I was always insisting that you have to fly like a kite. But if you fly with DJ AVATA, the strange thing is that even though you go beyond the blocks, if you go beyond the buildings, beyond the walls, still the signals are still connected. So that day I was a little bit surprised to see how far AVATA can go. Of course, there's a lot of these kind of pilotis and there's a lot of these kind of windows which makes the signals to go through, but still you're going like 4 buildings beyond, which was like a mind-blowing experience for me. So you have to understand these kind of situations that you have to fly first and experience these kind of disconnections to understand thoroughly about the signal strength. And after that, I was now with all these kind of skills. Now I was able to fly like this in a model house in Korea. This is indoors now. I'm moving upwards. I was in the 2nd floor and now I'm going to the 3rd floor like that. So of course I thought my antenna should be disconnected, but it was working perfectly like that. It was really mind-blowing. And that was the day I understood that, oh my God, the antenna, the signal strength can go beyond floors, beyond stories. It can go to another stories, which was really shocking for me to understand that how is this like signals working if I go inside that deep inside a house? Why is the signal still working? That was really a shocking experience for me to understand about the signal strength. And afterwards, I understood that this model house is made of wood structures. That's why the signals are working very fine. If this was made in concrete and steel, I'm sure that it should have been disconnected. So you have to understand this kind of building structure, whether it is concrete or whether it's a steel concrete, whether it's steel structure or whether it's wood structure. So because that varies with your signal strength. Anyway, so one more time, to summarize, if you fly in wooden structure, the signal goes perfectly because the signal can go through the wood structure. But if it was a steel structure, you will be disconnected. And if you see this my Chujado video, all my essence, all skills were accumulated in that one video, and I had grand prize in that video. So with this kind of all my skills are embedded and accumulated in this one video, so I really want to recommend to watch. I also used a sensor drone like Mini 2, and I flew with DJI FPV, and I flew with DJI AVATA. So I mixed the three drones. So like these kind of flying gaps, I use DJI AVATA, and to fly faster in a big range, I use DJI FPV. So you will see there's a three differences using three different drones. So I think it's really good to mix these kind of usage, because if you want to fly near to your friends, you should use DJI AVATA as a safety reason. And if you want to go gap through those little valleys, narrow valleys, try to use DJI AVATA. So now I'm a little bit more understanding when to use DJI AVATA and when to use DJI Mini and when to use DJI FPV. So it's like mixing, and you will get more luscious, abundant footage when you use like that.